Hi guys, so remember the political shenanigans over sausages being exported from Great Britain to Northern Ireland? Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg, as according to reports, 300 rules regarding imports from third countries into Northern Ireland are about to come into force. They range from everything from sardine marketing, cocoa, GMOs, sweetened chestnut puree, to products with cat fur. Brexiteers who campaigned to turn the UK into a third country have jumped on the news with anger, suggesting along with their friends in the DUP that the Northern Ireland Protocol be scrapped. The Northern Ireland Protocol, as we know, keeps Northern Ireland within the single market when it comes to goods, but those goods come with regulations. David Jones, the vice chair of the hardliner European Research Group, said, and I quote, "We feel that this is too dangerous to the integrity of the Union." He said the country would not benefit from the post-Brexit bonfire of EU regulations planned for the rest of the UK. The ERG voted in favour of the Northern Ireland Protocol as part of the Withdrawal Agreement, but Mr Jones told the Telegraph that he did so on the basis that it would be a temporary solution and will be superseded by a UK-EU trade deal. This was something Boris Johnson promised. So here we have another case of a Brexiteer not knowing what they voted for. Mr Jones demonstrated a lack of understanding of the protocol and the Good Friday Agreement when he said that the protocol puts Northern Ireland at a disadvantaged position and that if the UK government continued with the implementation of the protocol, it would undermine the Belfast or Good Friday Agreement. Now, AWOL Brexiteer Nigel Farage also weighed in on this by demanding that Boris Johnson put the EU on a notice period before eventually tearing up the Northern Ireland Protocol. None of these Brexiteers have bothered to present an alternative to the protocol, and incidentally, they haven't shown their faces around the fishing communities they had convinced to vote for Brexit. Farage unironically criticised Boris Johnson, saying, and I quote, "This is a mess of Boris's making. Many of us warned him." Is Nigel Farage a secret Remainer, warning Boris Johnson of the consequences of Brexit? Anyway, Boris Johnson's government has complained a number of times both in the media and in Parliament that the number of necessary checks are too burdensome for businesses in Northern Ireland, and the rules could prevent British sausages from being sold in Northern Ireland from the 1st of July. To prevent a looming sausage trade war, London went begging to Brussels to extend the grace periods. The EU said it will study British proposals and then report back. Another example of who truly holds the cards. However, even if the EU allows for an extension until September over chilled meat imports, that does not indicate that the European Commission is willing to renegotiate the Northern Ireland Protocol. In a sense, they can't, as the protocol is part of the Withdrawal Agreement, which is now international law. It would require reopening that, and privately, there isn't much appetite in London nor Brussels to do that. And the EU has said on numerous occasions that the protocol was the solution found by both the EU and the UK to protect the Good Friday Agreement, and that being an all-island economy and a single market. In order to avoid checks along the 300-mile border between Northern Ireland and the Republic, the solution was to have a small number of checkpoints, those at the Northern Ireland seaports. This is the result of the Brexit Brexiteers wanted. Due to the alignment with EU rules, it means that Northern Ireland can export to the single market. Business leaders and politicians on both sides believe this could make the country a target for foreign investment by companies looking to serve both the EU and the UK markets. Just this week, a number of Northern Ireland businesses were in the news about their expansion to accommodate greater domestic production and the switch from importing goods from Great Britain to instead importing them from the EU. UK figures show that Northern Ireland exports have jumped by 61% since the protocol was implemented at the start of this year, and Irish exports to Northern Ireland were up 40% compared to 2018. Stephen Kelly, the chief executive of Manufacturing Northern Ireland, said foreign companies were actively looking at Northern Ireland thanks to its dual status. He said, and I quote, "Right now, GB producers are having to meet two sets of rules, standards and expensive conformality assessments, and in some cases are contemplating either stopping selling to the EU altogether or establishing two separate production lines. But the benefit of the protocol is that Unlike elsewhere in the UK, we only need to adhere to one set of rules as our goods freely circulate to the EU and have unfettered access into Britain. While unionists and their Brexiteer friends in the ERG moan and complain about the protocol, businesses in Northern Ireland are trying to make the best of a bad situation. Some will no doubt suffer, others will try to turn it to their advantage. They can't rely on people who lied to them back in 2016 to resolve issues evolving from the disaster of Brexit. It looks like the protocol is here to stay, and the people of Northern Ireland, not the politicians, will take a pragmatic approach to it. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?